right, obligatory. It's a bit late. Gonna be a shorter episode, maybe a little off the rails type of podcast. I don't know why I'm putting a watch on as we try to get this thing up at the buzzer beater, but you know what? I like to look the part, feel the part, okay? Now, would it help to eventually look at the watch during the day and be like, oh, you should probably get on that. You should do that episode. Perhaps, okay? But it's late. It's actually so late, in fact, that I've already taken melatonin, okay? That I'm trying to negate the idea of going around the clock. Yeah, we're breaking records right now in terms of how late we've done this before getting the podcast up. I'm in my pajamas, dude, okay? In fact, with the pockets flapping in the wind. They're inside out. You ever seen a mother get swagged out with the tags out? Anyways, it's, well, we'll see how it goes. No walkbacks now! Holding on power! No edits! Straight live! We do it live! We do it live! Hope the camera is better. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris. It's late. I'm tired. It's off the rails. But you know what? That's what this show is. Pure inbred chaos. Pause? Okay, you know what? What's more chaotic than inbreeding? Rough way to start the show, but we don't have time to edit it out. Man, I am happy to be here with you guys again, regardless. Look, I first off, I need to start doing this show Tuesday, okay? In fact, we're going to go Tuesdays ahead. That's why it's called Tuesday, all right? Because I need to go be Tuesdays ahead of the day that I should be recording. Because if I have a deadline, I'm going to wait until the final deadline. So the only thing that makes sense is to set the deadline earlier ahead of time, all right? I've had all of my existence. This isn't a newly developed system, all right? I've had all of my years of all my life of looking at deadlines, staring them down, and knowing I'm not going to hit the brakes until I get to the stop sign. Until I hit the red light. Yellow, pfft, what's to worry about? Even when I see the red, I'm like, why slow down? I see it. I know where it's at. I can keep on going. And that's exactly what I've done, all right? Went out, got to play some D&D, have some fun, and just enjoy life, enjoy some laughs, some great company. But I let that go a bit too far, and then I come back here, and I just keep snacking. Not to mention, man, I'm already feeling a bit wicked. I had about 9,000 chocolate chips. Dark chocolate variety. I didn't even want them really, but one of the ladies was next to me, and she kept putting chocolate chips in front of me, and that's how I get fat. All right, it's not even that I want food necessarily. It's but what I see ball get ball. All right, I'm a hooper at heart, and when I see the opportunity to eat, I take him up on it. All right, I'm like a dog at the zoo, all right? The hungriest animal you can think of at the zoo, that's me. People go, don't feed him. Do not feed Tristan, because he will accept, I'll take it right out of your hand. I'll bite your fingernails off for you, just trying to. It's a problem, all right? But I had so many, and I'm feeling a bit wonky, all right? And I only made that worse because I came here back home, and I just had a conglomerate of other things. Not because I was even hungry or famished in the slightest, but I went, oh, there that is. That's mine. All right? So I don't know if I need to start getting locks for my cupboards or not just buying things in general, but it has been deadlines and eating things in front of me. My two greatest freaking Achilles heels. It's a tough one to beat. A tough one. I just went to Dollar Tree just the other day. And didn't go in there for candy. Guess what I walked out with? A lot of candy, okay? So much so, in fact, that when I went up to the register, a lady, she wasn't even checking me out. It was just someone standing there. She went, you got candy. You got a lot of candy. And I went, yes, I know, all right? Don't freaking shame me. Don't sugar shame the boy, all right? But she wasn't. She was just also partaking in the sweet treats. And she went, I got candy too. I got candy. She was holding up this big bag of sour gummy bears or something. And she was excited just to see another candy enthusiast. I was like, I don't want to be this guy, lady. You think I want this? I was walking in here because I wanted one, an energy drink, and two, to get some ice glacier water or something like this. I'm trying to get into the different pH balances of water. It's not really that interesting. That's why I walked away with candy. I was like, water, that's really boring. Okay. Reese Pieces, Airhead Extremes, Raisinets, all of it. I got all of it, okay? And she was just excited. But I don't really know what the rest of the conversation was, because I was like, yeah, I didn't mean to. I see candy, get candy. It is what it is. She goes, this is me. And she holds up this bag. And I was like, I saw that you had the candy. She's like, this one's me. This one's me. And then again, I was like, are you saying that's your favorite, or you look like the mascot on the bag? And I go, what? And she throws a handful before answering my question. And she throws a handful of the sour candy, goes, and I went, oh, okay, so it's kind of like that. And then I just start making stuff up because I can't understand. And the cashier is watching this interaction going on instead of scanning all 9,000 bags of treats I just collected. So I'm not going anywhere, and I'm stuck in an incoherent babbling conversation where I'm the only one who can make sense, which we all know is not my role, okay? So I keep trying to play it off. It's like, oh, really, that one? The green ones? Oh, same. Exactly. Me too. You're kidding. The IRS? And I'm just saying stuff, and she's nodding along and seems to be having a good time, so I guess I must have been guessing it right. I must speak gibberish pretty well. I speak hungry. Anyway, so much and so that the fact that also the cashier kept trying to chime into the conversation, like, you gotta be, but once I started walking out the door, she's like, hey, goodbye, like she was almost offended that I didn't personally shake her hands. This is a pleasure talking nutrition facts with you. So that was a blast. It really was. But I didn't mean to be offensive. I didn't know we connected like that. I have no idea what she said to this day. But anyways, I'm just a see candy, get candy kind of guy. Get candy kind of guy. And you know what the worst part is? I even have that on my new dry erase board that I talked about last week, that I have these big notes. That's the first thing I see in the morning, all right? I walk, go to the bathroom, come back, get some water to refill the bathroom that I just extinguished. And I got this nice big dry erase board filled with deeds and errands and chores and ideas. And there's not a ton on there, but there are mottos, quotes, responsibilities, goals, okay? One of which, it says, limit your candy. And also says, do the podcast. But you know what? We've already established, failed on that one. But I would have liked to not partake in so much candy, all right? Unless people are putting the freaking chocolate chips in front of me, then I have no choice. But I kept buying more candy. And the problem is that even though it says it right there, I thought, surely you can't miss it. I have other places you could write and put things, but I was like, well, that's Highway 1, baby. That's billboard material. I'm going to walk right by it. I'm going to see it. I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to feel it, take it in, and marinate in it, okay? But I don't. I walk by it, and I kind of freaking shield my eyes. Freaking, whoa, what's that say? I don't know. And then I keep moving. Like I try to, if I don't look, it's not actually there. When you accidentally cut somebody off in traffic and you feel them pull up next to you and you're looking, you're like, oh, that's weird. I'm freaking, really good time. Just look straight on the road. I got to focus on the road. There's nobody over there. And you can feel them beating in your eyes. Like, hey, you freaking, I'm in my own little world. And you just know, but you refuse to look over. Window goes up just in case they say, just in case. And then eventually you accidentally look over and like, and you're like, you got to take the candy out of your mouth, lady. But you're like, oh, you're going straight now. That's weird because I got to turn right. And you're like, I got to get away from this because, look, I messed up, but I'm not ready to acknowledge that yet. All right. And that's just how I like to roll. All right. There's a deadline for sure for accountability, but I'll wait until the last second to get to that. And when I do, I do. I really was trying to get this thing done earlier. I did have a plan. I mean, it was on the board. But I've been going through a bit of a migraine, because they are mine. But I've just a migraine session, dude. I keep getting these bad headaches. I'm trying to both limit caffeine and either just switch to a different type or quit it altogether. But I keep going like cold turkey. I wake up like, no caffeine today. All right. And then the head's pounding, okay? And then when I need to go and get the energy drinks to try and stop the headaches, I don't have the energy to go get the energy drinks. So it's a real catch-22 situation where I'm like, I just need enough energy to go get energy, but I don't. Because I feel like I'm relying on it now. But more than that, I would like to get into coffee or some more of the, Japanese matcha, or just maybe just not so much caffeine. I just don't want so much caffeine because, one, I don't, really feel it anyway. But two, after a couple of different little injuries and trying to get a little bit more active and moving again, I have this fear that my body's gonna like dry rot. Like how they say alcoholics, like their hamstring was just so dried out and dehydrated, they'll go to sprint, it'll just snap. I'm just now that I'm sprinting and I'm moving around and I'm skating, I'm at the batting cages, and I'm moving, man. I'm moving. All right, he's an athlete, but I just want to make sure my body's well taken care of. But in doing that, I'm causing myself more pain. So again, catch 22, and 2 stands for deuce, and that's deuce. So that's 2 deuces for me. So it's a problem. But I don't know. Hope they can get after that and make sure I can just keep pushing the limits of what I'm capable of and what my body can do. So we'll see. I've been running some sprints. I've been at the batting cages, man, just working on that sweet Ken Griffey, pull the bell, crank it deep, man. It feels good. It's meditative. I think I've talked about it before, but it's just nice. You're just going out alone in the middle of the night hitting dingers. I will say, in terms of getting some extra exercise while I'm there, and it's a relatively new business, so I don't think they have people coming in that often. I mean, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but it's at 2 a.m., so I guess it's probably not a popular crowd regardless. But I'm not really staying for the allotted time. You sign up for 30 minutes, and I'll stay there for 90 because why not? So the only issue with that is they have security cameras, so they can see that I'm just hanging out and just taking advantage of the situation. But more than that, I'm just running sprints. I'm just exercise. I might as well just bring kettlebells, and I'm just training, like just enjoying the AC, man, just having myself a time. I did, however, accidentally freaking judo ninja kick a hole into their wall. And let me explain, okay? So I was running sprints, and you're running like a 40-yard dash, and there's not like enough deceleration room. So I was kind of like jumping up onto the wall to stop, all right? So I don't just run, and, I didn't want to hurt my wrist, so my ankles feel strong. So I was running, I was just like kind of jumping and landing like Spider-Man style, right, to slow it down. And I did that a couple times, and I don't know what came over me. The 11-year-old in my inner self and my outer self, I guess, too, just started throwing up like just textbook flying kicks, and it felt cool. It felt great. But at one point I ran and hit that, and I was like, I'm gonna run a back-to-back 40. So I hit that wall hard. Okay, it's a brick, it's solid block. Hit that, and I turn around and book it in the other direction, not even really thinking about the structural integrity of the next wall, but I fly. All right, and by the way, I'm moving because I'm feeling well hydrated at this point. I'm flying right past the security camera. Okay, breaking the speed limit. They might send me a ticket. And I fly, and I hit the most perfect judo kick, or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know, all right? But just textbook, all right? Look up Google images of textbook, and you'll probably see a textbook. But you know what? You get the point, all right? Just imagine Jackie Chan. I'm talking Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter levels. And I launched way further than I needed to, actually. I had enough room to actually just slow down at this point. From about 400 yards out, I just launched, and I put a hole through that thing, and the wood just folded right in. It was not, it was a fake wall. Who's to say there's fake walls out, all right? Now, I understand there's a batting cages, and you're supposed to be there to be using the batting cages, but how was I supposed to know? All right, so I kind of feel like I should apologize, but I also like kind of pulled the wood back, so nobody's to know, except for the security cameras, of course. But what are the chances they check that out? If they do, you see me just run away. You're like, oh, he looks like he's getting faster. He must be hydrated. And then I just fly back, just and put holes in their wall. I'm like, all right, that's enough for me. T-Bird out, and then I just leave. 3:30 a.m. It's tragic. My little brother Nick, he was talking about, he's like, man, you should just go, you got to go get that security footage somehow, all right, make sure you don't get caught. And it felt like a real Seinfeld premise, like, oh, Jerry, all right, I'm gonna go get a job at the place, make sure I can get into the files before they find out. It doesn't help that I'm admitting it. So if they look up my file and then, the show comes up, hey, what's he talking about? Is he laughing? You kicked a hole in our wall and you're laughing. You gave us a textbook judo maybe kick? What was that? We don't know. We play baseball, but it was miraculous and you're laughing? Yeah, it was pretty cool. So anyways, it's nice to get a win, but baseball's just great. All right, put me on the team. Not that the Cleveland Guardians need me, man. They are feeling hot and fiery at the moment. Little update in Cleveland sports. The baseball team's looking great, looking clean, looking awesome. The Cavs, not so much. We did advance, I think. I know we did, but I don't know what last I updated you with. And it's not looking good at the moment right now. It was unfortunate, actually, because we went to one of the Cleveland Guardians games, and I think they're 9-1 in the last 10 games, and we went to the only one that they didn't win. In fact, we could have also had a home run in that game, all right? But I got lost. I couldn't find my brother. I had his phone. It's a whole conundrum, but he was wandering around, and it was like a game of Where's Waldo with 30,000 people. Could have been anywhere. And he's standing like right next to where we were. They hit a home run right where we were standing, but I walked away to try to find him somewhere else. And then he walked back to the spot that we were before, and he couldn't find us, and the ball just rolls right between his legs, and that's fate. That's sad fate. So not only did they lose the game, but we lost out on a home run. But the Cavs aren't doing great either, man. It sucks. It sucks to be a Cleveland fan, but you got to get over it. I don't even know how to explain it, man. I mean, you spend years just dealing with each heartache, and then you slowly get better at overcoming it, kind of, but then they just find new ways. They're finding, like an abusive partner, they find new ways, like, oh, okay, you seem like you're just kind of compartmentalizing and dealing with this abuse and trauma I'm giving you. You've never seen this one before, and they come up with new moves. They got new tricks, new plots to ruin your day, and it's hard, man. It's hard. We blew a 22-point lead. It was 99.9% chance of winning the game, and they lost it. It's unbelievable. It's historic, okay? I'm tired of setting the opposite records. Every single time something gets said, they're like, could you believe it? History in the making. How did Cleveland lose this again? And you see all those jokes like, yeah, being a Cleveland fan's being up by 4,000 touchdowns with 1 second left and still feeling like you can't ease up. And it's the truth. You really can't, all right? No matter what they say. But it just sucks. It sucks. It sucks for basketball. And I think that's why I got to say, look, as awful as the Browns are, football is the greatest sport, okay? At least the best. If your team is bad and your city is bad, football is the greatest sport. And I'll stand on it. Whoa, did I just step in business? Am I standing on business right now? Yes, okay. Football is the best sport, and I'll tell you why. Because most Cleveland teams are not going to win anything, and that's just the way that it feels, and that's the way that it is. But, I mean, each sport has its own pluses and minuses. I think I love baseball because you can baseball is not over to the very last swing. You know, you could be down 6-1 and it could be a full count, but as long as you have one swing left, you can come back. You can win it. So there's that excitement that it's never over until it's over. Okay. And basketball has, you know, you're scoring probably every 20 seconds or less. Fine. But there's a mental kind of game there where you have to stay consistent. You have to keep on battling. You have to keep on hitting deadlines and making these points, which is not my bang. But it's got its own test of will. But I think what's good about football is that even when your team sucks and you're not going to win the game, there's still there's a cool aspect. Like, even the worst teams on the worst games, there's cool plays that happen. Basketball, there's cool plays. It's cool when you come back from 22 points, I assume. It doesn't feel as nice when you get it scored on you. And there's cool plays in baseball, and there's lots of cool, moments. But I think football, at least if your team gets blown out, which they always do, they're still like, oh, at least we had that one pass. And I think that's, maybe football isn't the greatest sport, but that's how it feels, probably more so just as a Clevelander, because you're like, yeah, well, at least we have that. And that's kind of what Cleveland sports are in general, which sucks because Ohio really is a sports state. It's not like we have in ocean or a Grand Canyon or Mount Rushmore. It's not like a vacation spot, but it's a sports place in Cleveland, especially as a sports town. In fact, I'd say it's more of a football town because football rocks. Also, I mean, the fact that there's only 17 games, it makes you feel like, look, all playoffs in any sport is phenomenal. It's always interesting. But at least in terms of regular season, you're like, you have 17 chances to make this thing, all right? I want your big fatties lining up in the A gap. You get 11, I get 11. We're going to try and freaking battle it out. And it's a gladiator sport. But it's especially as a loser fan, you find the whole little things to hold on to, and you go, well, at least we have that. And I think maybe those at least we haves are a little bit more satisfying in football, and maybe also with the fact that there's a more limited game, instead of being like, oh, remember that 123rd game of baseball where we did have the double play? You're like, that was cool. We still didn't do anything. So it's a problem. All that to really say is that it's tough, man. It's tough. But you can't choose your parents, and you can't choose where your parents grew up at or the teams that they chose, and you're born into it, man. It's like being passed down, just the worst, most rotten family heirloom possible. All right, it's like, oh, here's this picture of your grandmother. It's been handed down for generations. Really just mine, but now it's yours, and it's cracked, and it's sharp, and it smells bad, and it's not even really your grandma. And you're like, why do we have this? I don't want it. It's like, it's yours now. You deserved it. And you're like, I don't want it. I don't want this. I don't want it. And that's what it's like. That is what it's like being a Cleveland fan. I don't want it, but it's mine, and I have to appreciate it, I guess. But it is what it is. All I got to do, I guess, is just keep betting and gambling away my Doordash ability for more wins. But I think the issue with that right now is I might be done with Doordash, guys. What? Twist of fate, a turn of events. What do you mean? Yeah, guys, I had a bit of a uncomfortable and disgusting moment with Doordash. All right, and let's just talk about the freaking, man, something's in my eye. Just the unfortunate series of unfortunate events. Somebody called Lemony Snicket, because I had been throwing away my Doordash ability for my Cleveland team. You guys are welcome, all right? But when I finally get my Doordashing back, I live through the ban, I power through, and I make sure that I could be there ready to Doordash when the power is granted back, bestowed to me again. And then, guess what happens? A hair. Dude, I ordered a burger and fries and some fried ravioli, 2 for 1. It was a BOGO. And I was so excited for food to be delivered to me again, man. We know, again, I see food, I get food, all right? And it's coming to my door. Oh, come on now. I was excited. I was ecstatic. And I'm chomping into this burger, and I'm having a time. It's euphoric. And I'm like, yes, yes. And I bite into a hair, dude, all right? And it wasn't a short hair. It wasn't a little hair. It wasn't like a dog hair, all right? It was a long, curly hair, all right? Somebody was conditioning, let's say that, all right? Because it had some nice waves to it. And I bit into it. And here's the worst part. I feel sick still talking about it, so fast forward if you can't handle this. But I bit into it, and when you bit into a hair. When you're eating food and you go, that's not supposed to be there, right? I bit into this hair, and instead of going, ugh, I pull my mouth away. I don't know why. Like I'm trying to pull a splinter out of my finger. I go, oh, and I keep pulling and pulling. I'm basically flossing with this hair now at this point, and there's beef and cheese and lettuce tangled up, and I keep pulling and pulling and pulling. All right, and I just about threw the burger at the wall. I was so disgusted and so messed up, all right, which sucks because it was an amazing burger, and I only know that because I may have finished it, all right, but I didn't finish the ravioli or the fries because I was disgusted after that. Once I let it really, I was like, let me compartmentalize for a second because this burger's pretty good, and it was, it was just all of it. But anyways, I couldn't handle it, man. It ruined it. I threw away food, dude. It spoiled my appetite. Me, I don't even know what that means, okay? My mom said she was full the other day, and I went, I don't get it. I don't know what it's like to not want food. I see food, I get food. I see food, I get food. You put food in front of me, I eat it, unless there's hair in it. I found my line, all right? Kind of. I mean, look, it was really just a lot. I just had the trust at that point, all right? And it was brave of me, and I would like everyone to applaud my courage, but it was tough, dude. It was, I'm sickened, I'm scarred, I'm traumatized, and quite frankly, I can't go back. I got my refund though, and DoorDash was being a real pain about it to begin with. I was like, give me my money. And they're like, well, send us a picture, okay? And I was like, it's in the garbage. It's gone. Well, no, all right? I don't, hey, all right? I'm not going to go find the hair and be like, well, look, does this look like that 17-year-old boy who's conditioning well? And they're like, oh, yeah. So it just took me a while. So I was grossed out and upset, and I had no food for comfort. And that's a problem, a real problem. But luckily I had all that candy still stocked up from my previous lack of discipline. So it's fine, dude. It's fine. It just sucks kind of going, you finally get something back. And I can't partake. Can't even partake. I mean, I don't even know if I could just go out and get food anymore. All right. I will say, just even I've been DoorDashing so much, like going to pick up food during that DoorDash ban felt like I was cooking. Like that's how much I was ordering food. Like I was going out to grab the food. I was like, I did something good. Look how productive I've been. I basically made this meal, and I felt really good about it, dude. I did. In fact, I just bought a microwave for the first time. I've had it gone for like 2 years. I've been making microwave popcorn, reheated some soup, and I felt like a chef. Like I was genuinely racking. I was like, culinary school can't be that hard. Like I was feeling so successful and so proud of myself. I was like, did I just make microwave popcorn again? And I'm like dialing, and I was like, is it between 235 seconds and 250? Trying to figure it out, and I was running data. I was feeling, just proud of myself, and that's because I wasn't DoorDashing. So being a microwave artist, I guess, is having its perks, but I can't go back. I don't think I can go back to DoorDashing, and I don't know what that's going to yield. All right, like I'm some sort of avenger. What am I, a health nut now? All right, I'm just going to be starting to eat microwavable foods. Guys, why am I so healthy? I'm just eating microwave popcorn and hot dogs. Also, okay, really quick, speaking of hot dogs, and I was just thinking about this because I got the microwave. Hot dogs, interesting thoughts. Skip the details and the plots, and these are some of my interesting thoughts. Hot dogs are the greatest high floor foods in the game. All right, the hot dog doesn't have like the greatest high ceiling, but the floor is so high. There is no ceiling. All right, it's just this, and it's way up there. Okay. But the hot dog is wonderful because it can't get any better and it can't get any worse. It is just that. All right. Like there's no way to make a hot dog any better, and there's no way to make it worse, quite frankly. All right. Now you can burn it maybe. Okay. And you can cook it a couple different ways, but it's not a food that you season. All right. I'm making a hot dog just as wonderful in a microwave that I could have at a campfire or a cookout or stovetop or at the ball game. It doesn't matter. It's all phenomenal. All right. Nobody goes, oh, Rick makes the best hot dogs. You gotta try it. You don't season it. You don't season a hot dog. Hot dog is just the hot dog, and it's wonderful and it's patriotic. And you know what? I've mastered hot dogs. I would like to say, like, there is no gourmet hot dog, and I would just like to shout out hot dogs for that. All right. Because you don't walk into a 5-star restaurant, black tie event. You're like, hey, can I get the hot dog? They'll be like, what'd you say? It's like, I know I didn't really see it on the menu because this is a nice place and you don't sell them. But could I get the Oscar Mayer? And they're like, Oscar, maybe, But even if you do, they're like, the child over there ordered a hot dog. They're just amazing. It's miraculous. And I had just so much appreciation and fondness for it. It's always there. It can't get any worse. There's no way to make it better. It's just that. All right. And people can try and innovate, but you can't. It is just American-made mystery meat, and it's patriotic in every sense. And it's just, It's great. It's great, and people have tried. And people keep trying to innovate with the buns, too. You see those, like, stupid little top loaders people are trying to do with the buns? Like, what if you put it straight into it instead of having... Like, that's so hard to just open the hot dog bun. But that's not even good, too. Like, you're trying to... It's too much bread, all right? The hot dog in its cheapest form. I'm not going to pay more for a top loader bun. The cheapest form. It's about 8 cents for a hot dog, and you buy the flimsiest little hot dog bun, and it's magic. It just is. The hot dog just is. It doesn't have to try to be anything better. It doesn't have to try and prove itself to anybody. It just exists in every sense. Whether it's in a fancy place or at home or in a community, whether you boil it, it's just a hot dog. All right. And I think we can all learn something from that. Like, just be a hot dog out in the world. Just be you. All right. You don't have to season it. You don't got to have all the bells and whistles. Just be a hot dog. Unless hot dogs are still just eating everything that they see and they're getting hairs in it. If I get a hair in my hot dog, I'm over it. Guys, anyways, the moral of the story is hot dogs are great. Stop DoorDashing and beat deadlines. And if you see food, get food. But make sure that it's properly sealed and that nobody can tamper with it because somebody's not wearing a hairnet. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully this melatonin is kicking in soon. I took it about an hour ago, so hopefully I'll doze off here. The sun's rising. But this is me. This episode has been me at my absolute sleepiest, so hopefully any of that's made sense. This is what I sound like when I'm dozing off. This whole thing so far. All the nonsense, that's me when I'm half asleep. And that's the problem, is sometimes I can't sleep because my brain is just finding new ways to crack myself up. Like, that was a funny one. Cell 5. And I just... I love being me. I love being a hot dog. Guys, I love it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Good morning.